Today's episode is brought to you by Drizzly. Beer, wine, and liquor delivered in under 60 minutes. Let's face it, we've all been in that situation where you forgot to pick something up and you just don't want to get back in your car and head back to the store and get it. Well, Drizzly has you covered. Shop and order from thousands of products from local retailers with absolutely no markup. Seriously. And if you head over to unitedwedrink.com/drizzly, DRIZLY, right now and enter the promo code DrizzlyDeal, DRIZLYDEAL, you will get $5 off your first order of over $20. Sit back and relax and order yourself a 6-pack or a nice bottle of Cab Sav or a handle of Buffalo Trace if you so wish. Do it all with Drizzly at unitedwedrink.com/drizzly and then use the promo code DrizzlyDeal, DRIZLYDEAL, and you will get $5 off your first order of over $20. Drizzly. Beer, wine, and liquor delivered in under 60 minutes. Must be 21 to use. Enjoy responsibly. The opinions and statements in this podcast do not represent those of the host's employers, co-workers, family, or imaginary friends. Now enjoy the show.
Because there aren't enough beer podcasts in the world, welcome to United We Drink.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another new mini episode of the United We Drink podcast right here on unitedwedrink.com. All three of us still hunkered down in our respective fortresses, I guess, right now.
I'm out of Cheetos and Doritos. If you guys could please send additional supplies, my preparation snacks have all disappeared.
I have a lot of mine. It's like down to gummy bears.
Oh, those would have been the first thing gone in my house.
and we were like, why did we even get these? Like, we don't really want them. So they are going to the nephew probably soon.
I just got an 8-pound box of Orville Redenbacher popping corn because it's movie night every night.
Do you have
Popping
like a popcorn
corn.
maker?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do. I've seen it at your house.
Yeah, it's one of the, you like put oil in the bottom and it spins the kernels and they pop inside the bowl. It's old school shit.
Very nice.
And then I've got all those like kernel seasons flavorings like nacho cheddar powder. It's all just flavored cancer, I'm sure. But
it's the end of the world. Who cares?
yeah. Salute to Colonel Seasons.
Yeah, our bad snacks are running down. We still have some other stuff, plenty of food for right now, but still haven't seen toilet paper in any stores.
The rumor is, and there's a hack, and you know it's bad when there's a hack to finding toilet paper. You have to go out at like first thing in the morning and be at the store because they're stocking the shelves at night, and then you have to go out and like pick it up. So there's your one little COVID-19 hack for the week from United We Drink is get to the stores early to grab your toilet paper.
Someone is listening and going, duh, Phil, I've known about that for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, the three of us didn't, so.
Are you guys familiar with Dakota Meyer?
No.
He's a former Marine, received the Medal of Honor. I think he's either dating or married to Sarah Palin's daughter. But he had an Instagram video where he basically shows you how to make toilet paper last. And that's by taking exactly one sheet, like one square, putting it over your middle finger, like poking your middle finger through the middle, and then wiping all around with your middle finger and then scraping it off with fucking that one piece. I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here with that. I'll drag my ass along the rug like a dog before I do that.
I saw that video. I was like, oh my God.
And there goes anyone who was listening to the show.
3 minutes in.
This is good advice.
All right. So, Joel, how are you doing mentally, physically?
Mentally, I'm great. Even my therapist had sent me a message like, "Oh my God, I hope you're doing okay through all this. I know you're in the service industry." I'm like, "Are you kidding? This fucking with my social anxiety and introversion, this is paradise." But I mean, I don't want to make light of it. I know it's terrible for a lot of people. I was being worked to death and desperately needed a break, so this was like really good timing in a very sick way. But I don't know. I'm very glad to still be on the payroll and checking in on the brewery every few days, maintaining things, and I teach fourth and sixth grade now, which is great. Another little notch on my resume in case this brewing thing doesn't work out. Yeah, I wore a mask to the grocery the other day. It was amazing. It was nice and quiet. There were no like friends bumping it. Like, oh my God, man, every time I go to the grocery store there's always two people who are like, "Oh my God, Brenda," and they fucking like cross their carts together to block the aisle while they yap about their kids in detention and shit like that. But it was nice. Very few people, nice and quiet. Got enough food and stuff. Got enough toilet paper. I've been kind of ordering in advance, so if Amazon says it'll be 2 weeks, we should have enough for whatever we need.
Let me ask you this: are you concerned about any of your beer that is sitting around because of you guys are not open, you're not selling to go, and you don't distribute any package or distribute at all? So, is there any concern over any of your beers?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have been closed about 2.5 weeks right now. I mean, this is Sunday the 5th. We closed 2 Thursdays ago. The beer is not going anywhere. We don't can it. We can't can it aside from crowlers, and we tried to do to-go sales on the last week we were open, but we just shut it down just to be safe overall. It's a concern, and I'm most likely going to be dumping quite a bit. And I know that restaurants can't have dine-in service till at least May 8th is what I last saw, and we are a restaurant, we're a brew pub, so I'm probably going to have to start brewing in the next, maybe 2 weeks, if that is still the plan to reopen. I mean, I have to just sort of evaluate it every week and figure out when I can go back in there and start making fresh beer.
Oh yeah, this is going to be definitely play it by ear kind of thing. They'll say May 8th, and who knows, it could be May 20th. It may be June 1st.
Here's an interesting thought. We know based on certain things we've been told by the state that not everybody is dumping beer, which is concerning, and that's just normally, so obviously they come out to witness any dumping that is official and on the record. And, there have been some times where it's like, like Mike, when you and I dumped 4 barrels of a red ale months ago together, they had to come out and witness that go down the drain. And we very well could have just taken the hit on the taxes. It wouldn't have been a lot. It would have been not even $100, I think.
Yeah.
But, we made it official, had them come out and witness the dump. If everyone does the right thing and dumps shit that isn't good, I mean, logistically, if they have to come out and witness everyone dumping beer, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. And there's usually only one person for a county working for the state. And like our county, I mean, I think our county has 2 now, but that's still a lot of split between those people to potentially have to go hear from all these other breweries and schedule them out and go to each one. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of bad beer probably out there by the time this is all said and done. Phil, how are you holding up?
Physically, I'm doing great. I'm down about 10 pounds. I'm drinking less, which is surprising. I should probably drink more. Mentally, I am ready for this to be over. I am ready to get back to what was normal in the industry. I definitely miss interacting with people a lot. I think that's, it's funny because Joel, you're saying social isolation is like your thriving point, and it is absolute hell for me in particular. I miss traveling. I miss seeing people. I have friends all over the Southeast that, unfortunately I don't get to see. I love the family time that I have been able to sort of have, but being stuck within four walls on a pretty regular basis is pretty challenging. Work wise, we're still just trying to adapt. Joel, you bring up a very valid point, which is there's going to be some definitely some beer that should be dumped that isn't being dumped right now. It's specifically at facilities that are not able to cater to grocery or off premise. So, yeah, that's sort of where I'm at.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah,
I'm
You sniffing hand sanitizer?
He was also like looking at that roll on like gel like.
There's all this shit on my wife's desk, and what's hilarious is that a while back we were temporarily staying with my in-laws while we, try to sell our old place and save up some money to buy the house. So when we moved in here, our in-laws were trying to unload all this shit from their garage, which was mostly ours, and then they're like, hey, here's this giant fucking bin of stuff. And we're like, that's not ours. They're like, yes, it's yours. So we just said fuck it and didn't argue and took it. It's been sitting in the corner of the garage. So I was looking for something the other day, and when I go to, I'm like, what the fuck is in this bin? And I go to open it, tons of hand sanitizer.
Nice. That's like finding gold.
Yeah. I mean, there were a few bottles where there's like minimal, but I mean, then I got one of these big ass ones.
Joel hit the jackpot.
Mike,
Joel,
how are you doing? Sorry.
I'm doing all right. Happy to still be employed, and that's a big time thing. Mentally, some days are better than others. I'm fairly my fiance is working crazy hours because her business is booming right now. They make disinfectant. They've had to hire people to be able to try to keep up. I'm fairly certain my dog is going to murder one of us because he doesn't get to go to the dog park and play with his friends, and he just constantly wants to keep going outside, and then he's getting mad and he's peeing inside, and so yeah, he's been a pain in the ass. I miss seeing people. I miss just going and sitting at a bar and having a drink that is not in my house. But yeah, I can't wait till this is over. And thinking back to what you were saying, I think a couple episodes ago, Phil, I think that there's going to be such a big boom to whichever restaurants do weather this and are able to reopen in a timely manner, because yeah, all these cabin fevered people are going to be just itching to get back out there. And I can't wait to go support the places that I really care about. So yeah, can't come soon enough. So we were talking before we went on the air here for this mini episode, about the mini episodes. And they're getting a little difficult to record because of just content wise and such. So what we've decided to do is because of us wanting to flatten the curve of COVID-19, we are suspending mini episodes for the time being. And instead, we're going to move over to doing live Zoom happy hours. Sounds like a fun thing to do. Free.
For free.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to be part of our Patreon page, which doesn't exist, or anything of
Phil
that nature.
really wants that to exist.
It is a way for us to connect with you guys, the dedicated few listeners, the United We Drink Nation, and allow us to, at least every other week, sit down in this new atmosphere and do a live happy hour. They might not necessarily always be at the same time, just like we don't record exactly at the same time every other week. But we will make sure that we give you at least a day or two heads up. You can DM us at any of our social medias, personal or the podcast, and we will be more than happy to shoot you over a link with a password to the Zoom happy hour, meet and greet, meet up, whatever. What do you guys want to call it? Joel?
United we stream. United we. But yeah, this could be a good way for all of us to be able to stay a little bit sane, talk to some people. This would be a great way for us to meet some of you that we've never met before because you live in a different state or something like that. For us to be able to catch up with old friends, make new friends. This is, I think it's going to be a fun thing. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned to our social media, especially our Twitter and our Instagram. We'll be sure to announce each meetup, whatever we're going to end up calling this. We did a whole lot of great planning into announcing this. So yeah, stay tuned to that, and we'll have a beer or whiskey or seltzer or whatever you want together, virtually and distancing.
I did a live happy hour the other day with Dave, our buddy at Florida Beer Blog. It was pretty fun. It was just the two of us, but it was cool to catch up and drink a beer with somebody, even if they're on your screen. So I think having, what did you say, up to 40 people, Phil?
No, we can get up to, I believe it's 100 people for 40 minutes. So it will be a mini episode of the podcast.
Yeah, I think that this would be a fun little thing to do, and it changes it up a little bit. I feel like the mini episodes have been getting a little stale because there's not really a whole lot else to be talking about.
Well, right now the main episodes are really almost extended minis because of the fact that, as we were discussing, news has been somewhat stale lately. This past week alone, we did have an acquisition with Cascade selling, and then really the only other big news was how breweries are consistently changing and adapting in the current landscape. And we don't necessarily want to get on and talk about brewery closures or layoffs or anything of that nature. We will bring light to it when it does happen, but to focus on negativity at this point in time, we don't really feel is great podcast material.
Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that. Anything else that we should really touch on? We wanted to make this a real mini episode. So, since it is a mini episode, it's playlist time, and it is Joel's playlist. Putting you on the spot there, Joel.
No, I was thinking about this on the toilet earlier. I don't know. I've done the hair metal. I've done
house music.
The Chicago house music. What else? Oh, music scores. I've done like movie scores. I don't know. Maybe movie montage music. Maybe I'll throw some Bill and Ted's and Rocky IV at you.
That could be interesting. So yeah, check out if you're on Spotify, UnitedWeDrink.com/Spotify, and you can see all of our playlists up there. Or don't. Fine. Anyone got any recommendations?
Yes. I would like to recommend, especially for you, Mike, Cinch Propane. Found Cinch Propane, CYNCH, by the way. Saw it as an Instagram ad, thought it was bullshit, but sure enough, they delivered a brand new full tank of propane to me and swapped out my empty one. No human contact whatsoever, just a couple clicks online. Your first order is $10, so I got a propane tank for $10 without having to deal with the dicks at Lowe's and Home Depot and all that other bullshit. And it was great. It was easy. It was quick. I imagine as they grow, they'll probably be picking up more business and orders will get slower as everything else has, like masks and delivery groceries and everything. But totally seamless, easy transaction. and didn't have to do a thing. Didn't have to get off the couch, but got more propane for my grill, so hopefully can keep it rolling and keep cooking some good shit outside while we're going through this.
Nice. Yeah, I saw your post about that on Instagram, and then those ads started showing up in my Instagram feed. So, lovely. Phil?
Blame Zuckerberg, not me.
I would like to recommend this week a very simple Google search, which is how to tip. That's it. There's just 3 words, how to tip. I think right now when you are going through, maybe it's Singe propane, which now it's going to pop up in mine, or Instacart, Shipped, etc. We're in a day and age where we are relying on other people to do other things more so than ever before. Outside of the hospitality industry in the past, tipping, I feel, was something that was always just sort of a secondary thought. I really think right now is the time to really reconsider and educate yourself on tipping, specifically within American tradition and society, and figure out what is fair. It's when you're reading news articles right now about instant cart shippers are talking about going on strike because the bare minimum gratuity is only 10% right now. But you're asking somebody to literally go out and do something that you're not willing to do for the time being and do it for you. I understand that you might not necessarily have the means to go above that 10%, or maybe you don't have the means to do the 10%. But if you're paying a premium for a service like something like that, by all means tip accordingly. And that's my recommendation for the week. There's a ton. I just Googled how to tip, and there's tipping calculators, there's tipping 101, there's tipping for dummies, tipping guide, how much to tip in every situation, 3 ways to tip a server at a restaurant. I don't know outside of cash how else you would tip a server.
Cash, credit, what's the third way?
Money order?
Bitcoin. Cole's Cash.
Compliments.
So yes, figure out tipping etiquette right now. I think it's very, very important, specifically while we're relying on so many service-led industry pieces.
I really don't have anything to recommend. I plumb forgot about this until just doing it now, and I tried really hard to come up with something, and I can't. So,
what about a beer you've had this week?
I've been mainly drinking low fills of our red IPA. Actually, I had last night Odd Breed Kamikaze Goldfish, a Equinaut dry hopped wild ale. That was excellent.
Nice.
Very nice.
But as we know, I am a big fan of Odd Breed. I think all of us are.
I had their squib cakes last night, the new one. Shout out to Matt. He came by the brewery and gave me a bottle. It's fucking amazing. Completely. I mean, when you thought we were stunned by pink beer a few years ago, this one is deep purple with a purple head. I mean, it's like wild ale Manischewitz, if you will. Like, it's deep purple, and it's beautiful. Great beer. Really well balanced. Nice and tart, but also a little bit sweet from the fruit. I mean, really, really nice.
Awesome. And Phil's been not drinking anything, so...
I actually had Drop Top Pale Ale from Invasive Species this past week, and it was exceptional.
Awesome. All right, guys. So I think that about does it here for this mini episode. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Check out our social media. I mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. At United We Drink on Twitter, at United We Drink Pod on Instagram. Our website's unitedwedrink.com. You can listen to the show on any of the major podcast apps. Buy a shirt, button, sticker, or something from our web store, unitedwedrink.com/store. Or you can check out some of our awesome sponsors like Drizzly, who will deliver booze to your door in under 60 minutes. And
tip accordingly.
Yes. Other than that, we'll see you guys back here next week for a new main episode where, Phil, what are we going to be talking about?
think we're going to talk about our positive stories or funny stories, I guess you could say, from when we first got into this industry many, many years ago. It's going to be almost like the Star Wars rolling credit scene at the beginning. Like it's going to say, in a long, far away place. The other guys can probably verbatim spell that off, but we're gonna dig deep into the vault of beer stories. I got it. So many of them.
I will definitely have to be drinking for that one. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Stop playing the drums. Thank you.
I'm not playing drums. Mommy's hammering something.
Get out.
I'm not playing. Look!